Do you ever get sick? Well, that would happen a lot more often if you didn't have white blood cells, also called leukocytes. Leuko meaning white, and cytes meaning cell, so white cell. White blood cells are an integral part of your immune system. They defend the body against infections from pathogens like bacteria, viruses, or fungi, and also get rid of dead or damaged cells. They are made in bone marrow and found in the blood and lymphatic system, and unlike red blood cells, they have nuclei. And fun fact, there are about 700 red blood cells per 1 white blood cells. There are 5 major types of white blood cells that are divided into 2 groups. Granulocytes, meaning their cytoplasm contains small granules filled with digestive enzymes and antimicrobial substances, and agranulocytes are white blood cells that do not have visible granules in their cytoplasm when viewed under a microscope. I'm first going to go over the 3 different granulocytes. 1. Neutrophils, 2. Eosinophils, and 3. Basophils. Neutrophils make up majority of your white blood cells, making 60 to 70% of all white blood cells in a healthy adult. They are parts of the innate immune system, meaning they respond quickly and non-specifically to infections. Key functions. Firstly, they are first responders to an infection. Neutrophils are the first immune cells to survive at a site of infection or injury. They exit blood vessels by a process of diapedesis and move into infected tissue. They also have something that they do called phagocytosis. Neutrophils engulf bacteria, dead cells, and other pathogens in a process called phagocytosis. After engulfing, they break down the invaders using lysosomal enzymes. They also have respiratory burst. Neutrophils release reactive oxygen species, like hydrogen peroxide, to kill bacteria during infections. This is called a respiratory burst. And you've also probably seen them sometimes. They also are, when they die, they become pus. So if you ever had a scab or wound, you have seen neutrophils on them. Neutrophils are made in the bone marrow. They circulate in blood for about 6 to 10 hours. Then they'll reach the infection site, and they'll be there for about 1 to 2 days. Then they die, usually by apoptosis or programmed cell death. The bone marrow produces about 100 billion neutrophils per day to keep up with demand. Next are eosinophils. They are a type of white blood cell and belong to the granulocyte group, and they make up about 1 to 4% of your white blood cell. They play a key role in fighting parasites, especially good at killing large parasites like worms. They attach to the parasite and release toxic enzymes and proteins, like major basic proteins, to destroy it. They also trigger and amplify allergic reactions. In conditions like asthma, hay fever, and eczema, eosinophils become overreactive. They release histamine-like chemicals that cause swelling, redness, itching, and mucus. They also control inflammation. They help regulate immune responses and clean up after inflammation. Sometimes they cause too much inflammation, which leads to tissue damage, especially in chronic allergies. Next are basophils. They are a type of granulocyte, and they are the rarest white blood cell, making up less than 1% of all white blood cells. Despite being few in number, basophils play a huge role in allergic reaction and the body's response to inflammation. What do basophils do? They trigger allergic reactions. Basophils release histamine, which causes blood vessels to widen, vasodilation, increase permeability, causing swelling and redness, and itching and mucus production. They also release heparin to prevent blood from clotting too early. Another major thing they do is inflammatory response. They help signal other immune cells to come to an infection site or injury site. They contribute to inflammation in asthma and other hypersensitivity reactions. They are similar to mast cells. Basophils in blood are similar to mast cells in tissue. Both are involved in allergy and inflammation. Mast cells stay in tissue. Basophils circulate in blood. What triggers them? Allergens like pollen, dust, bee stings, infections, especially parasites, autoimmune disease, and certain cancers like leukemia. Next, we're going to go on to agranulocytes. The first one is the lymphocytes. They make about 20 to 25% of all white blood cells. Small cells with a very large round nucleus and thin rim of cytoplasm, found in blood and lymphatic tissues. Type of lymphocytes. There's B cells. They make antibodies to destroy invaders. Next, there's T cells. They kill infected or cancerous cells and help other immune cells. Then there's also the NK cell, or Natural killer cells. They attack virus infections and tumor cells without needing antibodies. They have specific adaptive immunity. They remember pathogens you fought before. That's why you won't catch the same cold twice. Next are monocytes. They make up 3 to 8% of all white blood cells. They are the largest white blood cell. They are a kidney or horseshoe-shaped nucleus. They travel through the blood but migrate into tissue to become macrophages. Their function is phagocytosis. They eat bacteria, dead cell, and debris. They act as a cleanup crew after infection. They can become macrophages or dendritic cell in tissues. Macrophages are large eaters. Dendritic cells present antigens to T cells. They start the immune response. Their role: part of the innate immune system, but also help activate the adaptive immune system. I've now covered all the different types of white blood cells. Thank you for watching, and I hope they continue to keep defending your body.